Maybe it just happened to you. It's happened to me, and that's why you looked it up. Again, that's what happens to me. Then this thumbnail and title freaked you out a little. Ha! Clickbait. But seriously though, white stool is either something super serious and you need to see a doctor or even go to the ER, or it's fine and you'll be fine. Just keep an eye on it. So, white poo. Why? And what does it mean? I'm Austin, and this is part 2 of our crap series on Azoth University. Fun fact! Ooh, I love these. Stool is normally brown not because of red dead blood cells, that's a common misconception. It's actually white or gray, clayish color because of those. But normally, bile is added to your digestive system by your liver and gallbladder, which, in the end, turns it brown. Now then, the obvious conclusion is that if your stool is coming out white or gray, there must not be bile present. Alright. That doesn't sound too bad. Well, it's not. If it happens just once. But if your next number 2 or 3 is still white, then yeah, there's probably something wrong. Could be small, could be super serious. In my case, I was fine. I had recently started the keto diet, which involves eating a lot of fat. I lost 160 pounds that way. I feel great. But at the time, my body wasn't used to eating that much fat. Just fat. So much fat just in my digestive system. I wasn't used to it because I was doing what everyone else was doing, which was low-fat diet before. That's what made me fat. Anyway, that's a sidetrack. Let's not fall down that rabbit hole. So bile's primary job is to help you digest fat, cholesterol, and fat-soluble vitamins. And my body was not able to keep up the bile production with all of the fat I was eating all of a sudden. So a lot of that fat wasn't getting completely digested. There wasn't enough bile for the amount of stool I had, leading to my whitish clay logs. Eventually, though, everything worked out, and now my liver and gallbladder know to make and store more bile. But what if a super high increase in fat isn't present in your diet, and your stools still look like they saw a ghost? Well, it could be a sign of a small blockage. The bile can't get out of the gallbladder because of a gallstone. Gallstones don't necessarily hurt, so you could very well have one without even realizing it. A gallstone is a crystalline mass of hardened bile and cholesterol and calcium salts, and normally they are small enough to slip through the duct without an issue, but sometimes they clog it up like a cork because they suck. Sometimes even they are so big that you will need surgery. What the heck, body? Though really it's not your body's fault, it's yours entirely. Typically, your body is only as healthy as the food you put into it. Now, there are natural ways to get rid of gallstones too. Certain teas and juices, but sometimes no amount of drinking can convince it. It's waiting for the perfect partner. A doctor. With a scalpel. Now, there are some more possibilities as to what could be going on. Could be a Crohn's disease flare-up, but most of the time people with Crohn's disease know that, and their life tends to revolve around that. I mean, when you live life and like one food's fine, the food next to it means hours upon hours on the toilet, you tend to make dietary choices. But for those curious, Crohn's causes ulcers and micro damage all throughout the intestine, which produces mucus, which makes your poo look white or light clay colored. But if you don't have Crohn's and your poo is white, along with symptoms like vomiting, abdominal pain, and a fever, you should probably go see a doctor. Because in those situations, it's either a gallstone for sure, because of the pain and everything, but it could also be worse. It could be jaundice or pancreatic cancer. Jaundice is when the bilirubin part of bile stumbles into your blood, in high amounts, usually. It doesn't belong there. Bile does not have a role in the circulatory system. How are your eyes? Still white, I hope. Or are they yellowy? Because that's a sign of it. Same goes for your skin in general, if you just have yellowy joints all of a sudden. What's great is that a gallstone, if left untreated, can lead into jaundice. The liver tries to release bile, including all of the dead red blood cells that filter through it, but it can't. So it gets clogged and backed up. And considering the liver is the blood filter, well, what happens when a pool filter gets clogged? It stops filtering, and the stuff it's filtered starts backing up back into the water. Or in our case, the blood. On a positive note though, in this situation, vampires hate you because your blood tastes like crap. Haha, it's funny because it's literal. And lastly, pancreatic cancer. You don't want that. It could be that instead of a gallstone causing a blockage, it's the tumor, which is lovely. Plus, the pancreas makes digestive enzymes which aid in the digestion of fat, and undigested fats in the stool leads to them being white, gray, or clay colored. Also usually really greasy. Ew. So all in all, everything is cancer because you looked up your symptoms on the internet. But look, if your poo is only white or clay colored this one time, maybe 2 times in a row, that's what I had, and there's no intense pain or nausea, you're probably fine. Just keep a close eye on it. But if it stays that way, definitely see a doctor for sure. We all love you here, and it would suck if you died of something stupid, like saying you're fine over and over when you're clearly not. Anyway, that's why your stool is white. And next time we'll cover another color, because this is an entire series about crap. So subscribe, thanks for watching, and never stop improving.